Welcome to Secrets to Win Big with Arjun Sen. This is Arjun, and it's really a pleasure to bring you a 5-minute podcast highlight about my conversation with David Flanery, former CFO at Benihana's and Papa John's Pizza. I was fortunate to work with David during my days as Vice President of Marketing and Operations Services for Papa John's through one of their amazing rapid growth of glory days. And I got a chance to watch this amazing professional work and take the brand through the tough times. All of us have coined this word Flanerism, and Flanerism is, of course, the way David conducts business, which is at the intersection of three things. One, the super professional, who is, in my humble opinion, one of the best CFOs for any kind of business, especially in the restaurants. Second is the highest level of integrity. And with David and the team, you don't have to worry about even being in the gray area. And third is him being a team player. And that's something you really need to watch and listen to in this podcast, is how many times David brings in stories of his direct reports and their future success. Simply priceless. And he does that with that amazing David Flanery smile. Here are some key insights. David talks about never let a good problem go to waste. CFO talking about waste? This is the man who is to give us grief for any unnecessary expense because he only wanted to focus on the brand and shareholder value. A priceless concept. Learning from what does not work is never a waste of time. Another example. And leadership starts with acknowledging we have got a problem. And I think this is so important, critical, is so many times after a problem, we waste time denying. If we were firefighters, arguing there's no fire, or arguing whose fault it is does not save lives. We'll worry about it later. Right now, let's act. And that action as a CFO made David very unique and is worth listening to. David also talks about curiosity is the drive to always dig a little deeper. Think, as I'm leading the marketing efforts, who do I talk to when I need to brainstorm? David Flanery. Can you believe a CFO whose natural perception for most CFOs, in my humble opinion, is they put boundaries, naysayers, rules. But David was the creative mind, always sees opportunities. Leaders are known by the caliber of team they build. You must listen to every story of David's team members and their success. And finally, this piece of advice is very important for any business who has external financial reporting. Whether it is to your investors or if you're publicly traded to Wall Street, David talked about managing Wall Street always starts with guidance that is conservative. Tell them quickly. Tell them the truth with no surprises. At the end of your telling, they must know that this is the earliest you could have shared and this is the whole story. There's nothing else. And then tell them what you're doing about it. Transparency, competence, when they blend, that is where you create the core wealth, equity of assurance in the mind of your investors. An incredible conversation took me back down the memory lane to amazing moments in the corporate trenches and lessons of Flannerism. And I'm really proud, honored to share those with you. Enjoy. Please subscribe to the podcast, and you can listen to it at Apple Podcasts, Google, or anywhere else you listen to podcast, or you can also listen to at zenmango.com. Thank you, and enjoy listening.